Okay, so I got to put up another video today simply for the reason that I just want to get to my best of 2011 video, which is my complete, insane, self-indulgent pile of shit that I allow myself to do once a year. And so that's hopefully coming up if I don't wind up getting distracted by comments as I did with this whole supplement thing, which sort of got me a little fired up. Okay, in a good way, because maybe people want to hear that. But this here is a description of my channel. When you come here, um, uh, basically, I have to tell you that I have lived my whole life, and my whole life of being into health food from a very early age than most people are, unless they are brought up with it. And the family I came out of, standard American diet, and I was adopted. So that would be the sort of radical difference in my consciousness from my parents who raised me, who are great, great, great people who part of them is inside of me also. But my channel, I am not a teacher. I'm extreme liver of health food, of health consciousness, of using food, using supplements, using herbs, using vitamins to expand my consciousness. But I am not a teacher, and I went through a big dilemma with some of this, with deciding about whether this was my calling, because when I started this channel, it was really for my own personal sort of observance, because I was going to stop taking HIV meds, and use my health knowledge and my health drive and my health discipline to do that. And I wanted to be able to go back and look at myself in a year, and I do those kind of things, just to for me a big thing is how I communicate and how I express myself, and that is a big thing about myself. So anyways, I want to tell you, and some people have been on with me for a long time, and this came on with the indium thing with somebody like, what does it do? Okay, so a long time ago when I discovered indium, which was in 2010, I knew what it did, but see, it's not my drive. Living healthy is a part of me. It's a part of my life, and that's why I sort of try to express this sort of wideness of talking about music, of talking about art, and of talking about creativity, because it's just like, when you live your life for health and that's all you do, unless, even if it's what you do, you've got to offset it with something. It's just, okay, you're healthy, and now what? Kind of. Anyway, so all I'm trying to say is I don't have the information, and I'm not going to go looking for the information. If somebody asks me a question, and I have to tell you about 2011 for me, because it was a year I did a lot of consultations, and it takes a lot out of me to do a consultation. I won't just jump raw into a consultation. I'll ask people what their issue is, and then I'll do a lot of research, so that my people paying me to do this, so I seem as helpful and full of knowledge and as credible as my mentor, Truth Calkins. And I decided, at the end of summer, oh God, I had a lot of consultations over the summer. I don't want to do it anymore, because it's not my thing. My thing is music, and I'll tell you what to take. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and I think the reason that I'm significant is because I'm genuinely after longevity. I'm old. I'll be 49 in May. And so the success I'm having, and for me just to document it, and hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I'm telling you what the products are, but now you go off and you do your own research. You go find out why. It's just like the indium thing. Oh, and I apologize for not knowing screen names, really, because this is not my focus. And sort of at this point, for the last little while, I'm getting a bit frustrated because I'm spending a lot of time doing this. But nonetheless, I'm going to kind of get over this baggage. And my psychic did tell me, who I see once a week, she told me to keep teaching and don't edit myself. So I have to admit to you, at times I really thought about dropping this blog, not erasing them, just leaving and just going away, or doing it a lot less. And so, anyways, that's what I just think that me being where I am, I don't think there is anybody on YouTube that is quite like me. And I'm just talking about the age thing. I'm talking about the open-minded thing, and the willingness to like try anything. And I do have a little better finances than most people to try most everything. So it's just putting the stuff up there, and it's just my stream of consciousness way of expressing myself, and that's where we're at with that. And so that's all I want to say about that, is because it's just there was a point when I was becoming very heavy, getting a lot of attention, and starting to work at the Tonic Bar at Longevity, or I was a volunteer, and just some politics happened, and I was sort of cut off out of that. And I just thought that's a message from the angels. I'd been asking the angels, please give me a direction about what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to stay focused on my music and art, or am I supposed to get more serious about this being a health consultant, guru? And by the way, the word guru, anybody who doesn't know that word, is basically loosely translate as one who leads. It does not mean that you're an expert. And so in that definition, as I read, and this exact definition was given in the definition of guru, which is a Hindu word, a mother in a family is considered a guru. And so that doesn't necessarily make her an expert, it's just one who leads. Okay, so anyways, I have some of the things that people come out with, these whole mentalities of belonging to this stuff, and my attitude is just like, you've got to go back through and look at some of the stuff about me. I've been a fruitarian. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. I failed on it. It's a failure. And anybody who really thinks about that, and as Mr. Durian Rider says, search in your heart, think about fruit. It is not a dense food at all. It's like most fruit has, especially some of the like sort of hybridized fruits, it's really all just sort of vitamin C, water, and potassium. There ain't much going on there, and I don't want to go off on this thing except to just sort of describe some of these parameters of my channel. And these people who get into this whole food mentality of 80-10-10 and of just being in that world, the Botankos are a bit like this, where it's all about whole food, and you don't really need anything else. And I just have to radically disagree with that. And I think people get sort of offended because they think these people are trying to make money, or you're trying to sell something. And you want to talk about sell something. The book 80-10-10, the havoc and the lies that book creates, the misdirection. And these people, they're gonna swear by it because they just feel like, oh, it helps me so much. I'm so much better of an athlete. And it's just like, I was there. And it's just like somebody who is 30 years old or 19 years old, or just like, again, the same age range with these sort of people that are whole food minded, is always 19 to 35. And so at 35 high, it usually doesn't get up that high, because that's usually where a lot of people start seeing, ooh, everything's not as good as I thought it was. And in my case, it wasn't true. And I was born with a very, very extremely full battery on the prenatal gene side. And so, anyways, you talk about selling stuff, selling a book like 80-10-10, and the disaster that book creates. And I do want to point out another book, and I really have an issue with these people that are way inside the age of where depletion begins, 30-something people. There's another book called Raw Food Controversies Debunked, or something like that. And again, another person that's a 30-something who recommends a vegan, high fruit, low fat diet. Big pile of shit. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to say that people that are 30-something should not be teaching. But when they're 30 something and they're saying, oh, my experience is blah, 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 and I'm doing well on it, and it's an extreme diet. Fruitarianism is an extreme diet. From the scientific research of Weston A. Price, which I discovered late, and hey, I've been there, done that with all of this, with this low-fat stuff, fruitarianism. I'm recovering from that at 49, and most of you are going to collapse faster than me because, again, I had a better constitution than most people, and all of the hormonal collapse and all that kind of stuff didn't start happening to me until later. And so, anyways, so I think it's far worse a thing for people to be selling books like 80-10-10 and this crap book, Raw Food Controversies Debunked. And so that's just where I am. And the thing that I do want to emphasize is the importance of my channel, why I think it's important, my age, my attitude, where I come from, of just being open-minded, of having the connections that I do with some of these, with the people in LA. And just so you know, I've been around, and there's no place that is a better health community than Los Angeles. And why is that? I'll tell you right now. Because I hate the industry. One of the reasons that I don't like going to Los Angeles is I cannot stand movie and television people at all. And it's why I avoid Erewhon like the plague on Saturday, is because the Tonic Bar is just overrun with those kind of people. And for the most part, I don't like them, and this discovery of this goes way back with me. But that is why that health community is in Los Angeles, because these are all people that are creative, that need to keep their looks, that need to keep their intellect, their creative explosiveness going, because that's what they do, and that's why it is huge. You go to a 7-Eleven in Los Angeles, and guess what? You're probably going to find coconut kefir and cultured veggies and maybe even some dragon herb stuff there or something like that. Take two. Alright, so I've decided to skip the musical selection here because I just want to get kind of the lowdown on my channel of what I'm operating under, and I just very much made a critical decision because I had a kind of an 80-10-10 person come over and leave a comment and saying that anybody that says that carbs are not in a diet doesn't know anything about health, you know. And so this person is sun consciousness, and I thought about it for about 2 minutes before I decided what my official policy is on this. I don't care if any 80-10-10 people, fruitarian people, want to come here and observe, but if you want to spout your shit that you don't know fucking anything about, because it's just a little illusion, you know. And I am going to correct myself in saying here that I do believe a fruitarian diet can work if you're very, very hugely expanded consciousness, as like a yogi in India. But if you come here and you think you're going to sprout your 80-10-10 fucking bullshit, you're going to get blocked and your comment's going to get deleted. There are plenty of other places for you to share your business. And again, I've been there, done that. I lived it. I got the same success that you did. 5 years is not a long time. I probably looked better than you. I was more athletic than you. All of that shit. So just don't come here. There's plenty of other places on the internet to spout your crap. All right.